guys, so we have a big breaking news coming out. US president and Russian president to meet in Alaska on August 15 for peace talks. Now, US president announced on Truth Social that he will hold a meeting with Vladimir in Alaska on August the 15th. Alaska used to be once belonged to Russia, and it was sold to the U.S. Back, I think, in the 1800s. I could be wrong, but yeah, I was thinking about what if Donald gives Alaska for Ukraine. I'm kidding, guys. Hopefully he doesn't swap territory. Again, we want to keep Alaska. So we want to keep Alaska, but again, you know, you never know. Possibly Donald could swap something here and get a deal for us. But again, we want to keep Alaska. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Give me a second. Let me just pull up this information here. Donald just dropped another message. All right, so Donald said the highly anticipated meeting between myself as U.S. Commander-in-Chief and President Vladimir of Russia will take place next Friday, August 15, 2025, in the great state of Alaska. Further detail to follow. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, here's the thing, too, man. Again, Alaska, you got that volcano going on. We don't want to see that thing blow and those two leaders are out there at the same time. And we don't know what part of Alaska they're going to be at. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. All right, so we're going to go with this one here. This is from the Kiev Independent. They're putting out the information. All right, August 15, that's next Friday. So U.S. President Donald announced on August 8 that he will hold a meeting with Vladimir in Alaska on August the 15th. The highly anticipated meeting between myself as President of the U.S. and Vladimir, President of Russia, would take place next Friday, August 15, 2025, in the great state of Alaska. Donald wrote on Truth Social, adding that further details will follow. It was not immediately clear as to whether the other Vladimir Zelensky will participate in the meeting. The details or exact timing of the meeting remain unclear. The scheduled meeting will mark the first in-person interaction between Donald and Vladimir since the start of Donald's second term in office. Now, Vladimir last met the U.S. president during Donald's first term in office, the G20 summit in Osaka, Japan. I remember that. I think Putin threw the soccer ball, handed the soccer ball to Donald and told him the ball's in your court. So the location for the meeting comes as a surprise, with both parties previously proposing more neutral settings for the meeting. Sky News reported on August 8, citing sources in the Italian Gov, that Donald held a call with Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, speaking about the possibility of holding the meeting in Rome. No, do it in Alaska. Vladimir previously suggested holding the summit in the United Arab Emirates during a visit to the region. So Vladimir wants the meeting at the UAE. Then you have Italian Prime Minister want the meeting at Rome. Donald wants the meeting in Alaska. First of all, if Putin stepped foot in Rome, they could cuff him the ICC stuff. Um, UAE is, allies with Putin, and Alaska once belonged to Russia. I think Alaska would be good. That would go down the history book. It would go down the history book, Alaska, because Alaska once belonged to Russia. All right, so give me a second here. This is a big breaking news. And you have Raw's Alert just put out the information. Donald and Putin will meet in Alaska April 15. So much for today's deadline by Donald for additional sanctions against the bear. There was no sanction put in place. I guess there was no sanctions. So you have, I want to bring this up really quick. The enforcer said now that the U.S. has broken its commitment to impose sanctions on the bear and is now inviting Putin to U.S. soil, Alaska, to discuss which parts of Ukraine will be forced to surrender to achieve a ceasefire. What are your thoughts? Good. It stops the war. Unsure, undecided, and depends on details. Bad, it's surrendered to Russia. Well, it's not number one. It's not number one. Possibly number two, and depends on the details. I'm gonna go with number three. Bad, it's surrendered to Russia. No. Absolutely not. A lot of these people want Russia to be obliterated. That's what it is. They want WWE3. They want WWE3. Donald's trying to work things out. I mean, again, dialogue, communicate. No missile, no nukes. Enough is enough. Donald confirms Vladimir is flying to U.S. soil for showdown meeting, Alaska. We got to see, again, we have to see how all this plays out. It doesn't mean Donald surrendered, all right? It just, Donald got Vladimir to come to the table. That's what it was. And I mentioned this last week, that this deadline was for Vladimir to come to the table. It's a game of chess. A lot of people just don't know it. So he got Vladimir attention. Donald got Vladimir attention. So Donald and Vladimir are meeting next Friday to negotiate to end the biblical war in Ukraine. Finally. I agree. Who's this? George? I agree with you 100%. But to other people, nah, it should have been sanctions and this and that. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm looking for some more information. Alright, so again, the bear confirms that Vladimir and Donald meeting in Alaska on August 15. The bear and the USA are close neighbors. Logical that meeting will take place in Alaska. This will be the first meeting since 2019. Now, can Donald be throwing a hint? Possibly Alaska? Swap? Again, I'm just throwing that out there, but hopefully not. But I guarantee that Donald wants something out of this too. Because again, the sleeping giant has been throwing a lot of money and stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking for some more information, more updates here. So early again, I did post a video. For those of you that don't know, I did post a video. The link will be in the comments box. But Vladimir to Donald, this is what Vladimir said. I'll stop, but part of Crane is mine. It's mine now. Vladimir told Donald team he'll end the biblical war if Crane gives up its eastern chunk, basically saying, let me keep Donbass and we'll call it even. He wants Crane to pull out of Donetsk first, freeze the fight, then hammer out peace later, after he already hold most of it. Now, critics say it's a slick move to dodge. Donald promised sanction, which he threatened if no deal happened by Friday. Now, Donald says they talk a lot and had great conversation right before the bear bombed Kiev again. I just feel like Vlad is messing around with Donald. Give me a second here. So, getting the president of the bear to agree to meet on a territory that used to be part of the bear is now part of the sleeping giant. It's a pretty baller move, not gonna lie. And I did mention that. I mentioned that at the very beginning. I'm like, that used to be his territory. That used to be the bear's territory. Alright, so this is all the information that's coming out, guys. I'm gonna share all this information on my Twitter page. Follow me on Twitter. The links will be in the description box. Give me a second here. Triple checking something. Once again, RT is putting out the information. Vladimir Donald follow-up summit to be held in... It's not going to be held in Russia. Moscow expect that next meeting between Vladimir and Donald will take place in Russia. Russia already invited the US president. This was just up. This was posted like a minute ago. I don't know about that, guys. I mean, RT is putting out the information that was 2 minutes ago. I guess Donald invited him to Alaska, and then right after that, Vladimir is going to invite him follow-up summit to be held in Russia. Wow. So what are your thoughts, guys? Leave comments down below. And it seems like all this biblical war might come to an end. At the same time, Azerbaijani leader and Armenian prime minister at the White House alongside U.S. Commander-in-Chief Donald ahead of today's signing of a historic agreement that will lay the groundwork for lasting peace between these two countries. Alright, so I'm just gonna end it here, guys. I'm not seeing any more. Yeah, so I'm just gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching. Again, follow me on X. All the links will be in the description box. For those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Faith and trust in Jesus Christ. For He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.